Alright, I'm on hole number 9 of the Tropic Kings tournament and Monday's practice round in the rookie division. Hold on, let me get rid of that one. Alright, let's go to hole number 9, maybe. Alright, you gonna play that game with me? Here we go. Hole number 9, Golf Class Notebook. Alright, so here's the thing. There's multiple approaches to this hole. My approach is going to be this. I'm going to come down here with a 4-power ball with 3 side spin. And I'm looking at in my bag, it's probably going to be the firework ball. And my goal is to try and hit, if you look at the neck here, this is the narrowest part of the neck. And my goal is to get out here with my first landing and go bounce completely over that and roll up as far as I can. And my goal on that is to get between this tree and this tree so that I'm out here with a straight in view at the hole. And I'm going to bring all my backspin stuff. More than likely from out here, this is going to be a long iron shot. And my Saturn does not quite have enough backspin. It doesn't have 100% backspin. If it had 100% backspin, this would be awesome. But it doesn't have enough. It doesn't have 100%, and I'm going to go for a dunk. Now, anytime you hear the word, hey, your best chance at an Albie is a dunk, that means that you don't have a really good shot at Albie. So this is not an albatross hole. And this is super dangerous trying to go for a dunk because it's a fine line between going for the dunk and overshooting the dunk and ending up out here where it doesn't have enough backspin to pull it back towards the hole. So if you miss it, it doesn't have quite enough. So it's a super dangerous shot. But it does give you a really, I think, probably your most legitimate shot at Albie. Now, I don't achieve this kind of distance out here all the time. Instead of getting a clear bounce through this narrow part where it bounces here and then it runs out to that spot, what happens a lot of times is I end up clipping the rough and then it just dribbles out and I end up out in this area somewhere. And from here, I can still use a Guardian to come at it from this direction and try and bring it back around to the hole. It's really hard to get on this green because of this sand trap. So this sand trap's here. Here's the bottom of the sand trap. It comes up and then it comes onto the green like this. So there's right here, there is a massive mound, and here's the flagpole. And the flagpole is really close to that massive round. So if you're coming at it from this direction, you got to work your way around this hillside to get it to come towards the green. It's a super tough hole to get an Albie. But we want to at least give myself a look for the Albie, but we don't want to do anything that's going to jeopardize our eagle. The other way, and what I see happen a lot here, is people will achieve this where they get the bounce here and their ball ends up somewhere out in this range. So if you look to the left, they've got a ton of green out here. They just missed it. That's why it's in my opinion, you really have to have a 3 side spin ball. If you have a Titan, which will work on this, it'll get you this distance, but almost you'll end up right in this spot over here in the rough. And from here, with the Nirvana, I know that you can easily get on, so it's not a big deal. Anytime you're ahead of about halfway through this rough, if you're this direction, you can get on from here with the Nirvana. If you're out here on the lower part of this in the rough, now you've got some problems. So one way to shoot this is to do what I'm doing and trying to get out into this area and go for the dunk. If that doesn't work and I end up just dribbling out, I can still get on easily and get my eagle and get myself a look at it. Okay, that's one way. The other way is to come out here with 3 power ball and try and do the same thing. Instead of trying to get up here, you just want to dribble out here. So this is a great hole for something that's got 3 side spin. Now when this hole came out originally, the first time it was ever in a tournament was during the World Cup. And they came out with the World Cup balls, which are the USA balls and all these balls for different countries. And that ball was a Titan. It was 2 power or 3 power, 2 wind, but it had 3 side spin. So you can pick up a little extra distance because it only has 2 wind as opposed to a Kingmaker having 3, and you get the 3 side spin that you get with the Kingmaker. So it's a great ball for this hole. And I bought a bunch of them when it first came out just for this hole. That's what those balls were for. So if you're coming here, because we want to let the wind down here work for us. is I'm going to go right over the top of these trees and try and come down here. We want that wind to work for us, so we want as much wind as we can in the game. From pretty much any division, you're going to use the wind to your advantage. You're not going to take the wind out if you're trying this shot. The other way to go is if you have a quarterback, you can come into this area and you're trying to bring the ball up here as far as you can to land here and then go for it from there. What you don't want to do is roll into this rough, because you can't make it. I mean, well, you can, but you're going to have to do something real strange. And so if you've got lesser developed clubs and you're laying up out here, you're going to need to bring your big dog. There's just no two ways around it. If you've got upper developed clubs and you're out in this area, pretty much any club in your bag, sniper, guardian, big dog, anything that you've got will, you can maneuver it to get up in there. So I'm going to go for the shot here, but I don't want to waste in a practice round. I don't want to waste my 4 power balls in a practice round, but I want to go for this shot because I want to get used to the shot out here, and so it's kind of a catch-22. I don't want to waste those good balls just in practice, but I'm going to use let's see what I got in my bag. In this account, I have some of those country balls. I bought some of the Brazilian balls because I've never seen anybody else use them. Most people have got the USA balls, and I liked the look of the Brazil balls, and people are like, where did that ball come from? That's this ball right here. So it's the 2 wind resistant, 3 side spin, 3 power. And this ball was made for this hole. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. Had a buddy call from Oklahoma. I was talking to him for a bit. So, ball. Doing the practice round, and I don't really want to burn my firework balls, even though I have a few of them. I don't want to burn them right now, so I'm thinking I'm going to use just a Brazil ball just to get me started and see where it looks, where I'm at out there. And let me make sure I got the right bag. I'm going to take a bag with a lot of backspin stuff in it, so I'm not going to get in my short iron range, but just in case, I'm going to bring my claw. I kind of like my claw better than the thorn, and I'll show you why. If you got a maxed out claw, the maxed out claw's got 3 less backspin, but it's 25% more accurate or 20% more accurate. So instead of 1.9 per ring, it's at 1.5, and the ball guide's not that much diminished, and distance is about the same. So the claw is a little bit better of a utility club than the thorn, and it's more accurate, and accuracy with a short iron is definitely a big deal. So I'm going to take this bag right here. That's the bag I'm going to shoot with, and I'm going to shoot with the Brazil ball. Off we go, hole number 9. If you have lesser developed clubs, you really need to do the walk around. I posted a video. There's a walkthrough section for this tournament, and I think one of the shots that I put in there is the walk it around, laying it up, coming at it with a big dog. If you've got lesser developed clubs, your second club in your bag definitely needs to be a big dog. But I'm going to try and get out into this area right here. Traditionally with this tournament, we have this exact kind of wind. At pro is where you're in the difficult spot, because at pro you don't have quite enough wind to make up for the fact that you're at the second tee. From expert, this shot is a little bit easier, and that's awesome shot from right there. That's good distance. You do not want to dribble onto the rough right there, though. Okay, so I want to come out into this area. The ball is going to carry, and the side spin here is almost more important than the top spin, so getting as much side spin as I can in that. And it is going to carry a little bit farther, so you don't want to get right up against, you don't want to be too close. Give yourself a couple rings of distance. Now the ball is going to go forward 2-4, but I want to give myself enough room to hit it great on the right hand side and still be able to make this shot, or excuse me, the left hand side. Oh, I hit it so far good to the right that I will definitely end up in the rough. But I'm going to end up in the rough way up in the front right there, and I'll have a nice straight in shot. I've almost taken the trees out of play. so I can come straight at it. And you can see how much room I left over here to the left. If I wouldn't hit that good to the right, I would have easily ended up on the fairway and probably ended up picking up a little bit of distance and been out in this area. Not quite enough that I could have come at it and tried the dunk. Excuse me. But I would have dribbled off onto that fairway. Our opponent had a nice shot from there in the rough. You can see the hill I was talking about on the back side of the pin. It's difficult to get to this pin. Okay, let's see how much side spin we got here. Little teeny bit of curl. I am right at max club right here. And this hits about 2 per ring at max, so I'm about a ring and a half. And I'm going to put just a little teeny bit of curl on it just to get it to go in that direction. Hitting it great on the inside. If I was going to hit it great, hitting it great on the inside is the scary part because it puts you closer to that sand. A nice approach at it. So even from the rough right there, you've got a great look at Albie. Anywhere you can get up there if you're going for that shot, that's why I really like the shot trying to do the max overpower there, because even if you end up in the rough, you still have a great look at it. Whereas if you do the layup down there at the bottom and you mess up, you're in big trouble. And if you don't mess up, you still have a ton of work to do, because that second shot from down there is difficult. I mean, our opponent got it done pretty easily with a white ball, so it's not like you have to bring something big, but it is a tough shot. Nice shot. And I'm going to make sure that I do not qualify today, so I'm going to forfeit this just to make sure that I stay out of any type of qualification zone. Alright, that was 2 nice easy eagles or birdies. How did my opponent get a birdie? They were on in 2. Were they on in 2? They were on in 2. I must have missed the shot there. Looked like they got an eagle. Maybe they missed that. They missed that out of the rough. Alright, that was hole number 9 of the Tropic Kings tournament. Absolutely, you have to get an eagle on that hole, and it's very easy to get an eagle on that hole. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'll shoot another practice round this afternoon, and I'll post it as well. I know if you watched all the way through and you watched some of these holes, you know, some of these holes I did not, they weren't good demo shots. I did make a few mistakes here, but I'm not really that concerned about it on Monday. My main goal is to just make sure that I'm picking the right ball and the right club for every hole, which I think I got a pretty good look at. So the next practice round, I'll go completely off of my notes here. I'll look at my notes, and then tomorrow I'll try and play at least another 1 or 2 rounds and post those as well, so we can try and tighten this up as we get through the week. So when the opening and the weekend round come, we're on target to try and get those good scores. All right, thanks for watching.